Teo Terrible Phenomena. Well, I made trouble in New York. Got thrown out of many schools because I couldn't stand the lights. Fluorescent lights, poisonous gas. See, my eyes were very sensitive. I was smart because they're really toxic. But I was a smart kid. But I was real smart, but I never learned to read and write. They're full of toxic gas. And all the schools had fluorescent lights, so I walked out of school. So I was in New York, and I grew up with all the hippies in Greenwich Village, in Washington Square Park. Well, I used to play stickball with Bobby De Niro. We ran away from after day school. Me and this little black kid and Bobby, and we ran away, but he was so fat and so slow, the teacher caught him. But we made it. We ran away from the park. We got in the subway. We're going to go to the end of the line. Of course, we were only in the 3rd grade. And we were going to go sleep in the park and steal bananas from the push carts until we were old enough to work. My mother got me into a progressive co-ed boarding school. Very good in Connecticut. And they realized that I couldn't read or write. Oh, you want to hear the story? Well, I'm just getting up the energy for the story now. Well, they put us in this little classroom with 4 or 5 of us. One guy was from Venezuela. He couldn't speak English. One guy, his mother had died and he was having psychological problems. One guy was a retard. And there was one other, I can't remember who else it was, and me. And our remedial teacher, reading teacher came. They hired a special teacher for us. And what do you think? She came in the door. Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum. Remember Marilyn Monroe? Does everybody remember Marilyn Monroe? Ba-bum, ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Oh, she had blonde hair. She looked just like Marilyn Monroe. So she turned to us and she said, "Hello, boys. My name is whatever, Sue, and we're going to learn to read and write, aren't we, boys?" We said, "Yes, Miss Sue, we sure are." And I think I learned to read and write up to my 6th grade level in about 2 months. Would prove to you what children want to do, they could do anything they want. And they should do anything they want, but they don't let them. This is how the boy used to look at me. Isn't they cute? Well, they frightened us so much that if you don't go to college, you'll be a nothing, that I had to start studying. And then I went to the 12th grade. I guessed on all the SAT exam. I just guessed through the whole thing because I didn't care. And all my guesses were correct. And that's when he told me, "I don't know how you got into the city college, Mr. Berlin, because you have the highest truancy rate that we've ever had in the school." What do you think about that? Listen here. I have a secret. Yes, I do.
Have you ever run into aliens, or have you met them, or what is your story with aliens?
Well, that's classified information. but I am a self-appointed representative for the OPP. The Outer Space Police Patrol. And there's another little more complicated one, the IGPP. IGP.
And what's that?
IGPP. That's the Intergalactic Police Patrol.
What about, what are some of your duties in this? Keep an eye on...
Well, one of my duties is to pass the word and tell them why we need them, and also it's a wonderful way to avoid the Jehovah's Witnesses when they come to your door. You just tell them, if they know 5,000 years of history, that human beings can't take care of this planet. Right now they're proving it. And you belong to the Outer Space Police Patrol. They're going to take over. And they can join, and there's no charge. And then they all walk away like you're crazy, and they don't bother you, and they don't go away vexed at you. You understand?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's one thing.
So it's a big advantage to be part of it.
It's there's no dues, and all you have to do is say, I do, and if you want to quit, you say, I don't. You know that I am a very famous curandero. Anybody who is viewing this, you get your friends to come and watch it if they have a chronic hiccup, because I can cure their hiccups when no doctor is able to cure that. Okay, I'm going to try and cure them. Are you all cured now? And if you want to make a contribution for that fantastic cure, you could get to me at terrible10.com.net.org www. I'm a reporter. This typewriter is from 1917. Was in the First World War on the battlefield. This is a battlefield typewriter. That's why I only use this one, because I'm constantly on a battlefield in life. Life is a battlefield. This typewriter is really just helping me to remember, because it won't move. The typewriter it's working, but it's not working well. And actually it's working perfect because it's not working. And when things are not working in this modern world, that's when you have time to think and tell stories, even if you make them up. You know what I'm typing? YouTube. That's YouTube.
You're online.
And you just imagine, you see there's a line here, you can just imagine what's happening there, see? Everything is actually happening right there, but people can't see it. Every little dot here is a story. See, sometimes there's a break in the story when you take a little break. Most of the story in life is at the beginning. The high parts are all here, and then at the end, You see what happens at the end? It starts to peter out. And this is where the needle bends and the story ends. The typewriter has many mystical facets, especially if it doesn't work mechanically. But it's still working spiritually, as you can see. Best thing is not to totally follow the established order in whatever you do. Try to get yourself free of the programming that society has programmed you with, so you could find your true spiritual, powerful centers. And you may act as crazy as you want and don't worry about it. The crazier, the better.